Hey everybody, who's ready for spring? Me. I can't stand this cold. Once we get past the holidays, I am ready for March. I want to talk about what seeds we're planting this spring and summer, let y'all know what kind of varieties we've got, where we ordered them, and maybe when we plant them. First, we'll start with some greens. I've got Top Bunch and Flash ordered from Johnny's Seeds. We've got some Florida Broadleaf mustard that we'll probably get some of those in the ground. It's our local nursery here, Clegg's Nursery. And we've got some romaine lettuce, Paris Island. We'll get that from Seedway. And also I made an order from Rupp Seeds. This is Georgia collards. We'll try to get a little bit of greens going this spring. That'll probably be one of the first things. We'll seed those in trays and do transplants with those probably in March. Let's go to the melons. We're gonna do some Crimson Sweet watermelon. We're going to do Hale's Best cantaloupe. And somebody tipped me off to Ambrosia cantaloupe. So we're gonna give Ambrosia cantaloupe a go this year. This is from Rupp Seeds. Some of that's from Seedway and some of it's from the local nursery here. Most of those will be planted in, I'd say April, mid-April. Need some warm weather to get those kinds of plants going. Hopefully we'll have those ready in July for harvest. Let's go to some squash. We'll try to get some squash going a little bit earlier, end of March, maybe beginning of April. We're gonna try some zucchini, just kind of your regular zucchini. Not sure what exact variety that is. Butternut squash. We're going to try, I prefer straight neck yellow squash, so I made an order from Rupp for Enterprise. Straight neck yellow squash. Let's talk about corn. We're gonna plant some sweet corn this year. I'm gonna plant two varieties. They're in two different locations, so we don't have any cross-pollination. One of them is my favorite, it's a bicolor, Funk's G90 sweet corn. I'm gonna plant that here at the house. And the other one is Honey Select. We ordered that from Rupp. Honey Select, we'll plant that at another property we have. Later in the summer, we'll come behind the corn and some of these other spring crops with things that do better in the heat. One of those is okra, the other one is peas. We are going to plant some Clemson spineless okra. I've planted different varieties of okra before. Just tried this one last year. It was really good. It was a good producer and it doesn't get real tall, so it's easy to harvest. The other ones I've tried get real tall and kind of got to bend the stalk down to harvest the okra. So we're gonna go with Clemson spineless this year exclusively. I ordered those from Seedway. Those will be probably in June. Another thing we'll plant in June is gonna be peas. I've planted different varieties of peas before. Pink eye peas are always a hit. I prefer the Top Pick pink eye. I've done Mississippi pink eye 2 before. They are good producer as well. They vine a little bit more and a little bit harder to harvest. These Top Pick are awesome because it sends up sort of a stalk and it has all the pea pods right on top of the bush. So they're easy to pick. Mississippi Pink Eye 2 as a fallback, just in case I don't have enough Top Pick, but I do prefer the Top Pick. Now, I have done this before. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this year, but we've planted a spring crop of carrots. I came across some old pictures from when we had done a spring crop of carrots one time, and they sure looked good. The only thing about the carrots is they take 90 days, maybe 100 days to make, and I don't know if I wanna tie up that much garden real estate with carrots in the spring. But if we do, it'll be Danvers variety. And for cucumbers, we'll do Burpless cucumbers. It's one of my favorites, easy to grow, nice, big, high producing cucumber plant. And we're also gonna do bush beans, regular green beans, snap beans. And I prefer to do Contender, the variety called Contender. I've done Blue Lake before, that's pretty good, but Contender seems to produce a little bit more for me. So we're gonna be doing direct seeding. We're also gonna be doing some transplants. I'll try to recap some of the dates of the seeding that we just talked about. First things that are going to go in the ground as far as seeds go are going to be corn and beans. Corn's probably first or second week of March. Beans I'll hold off maybe one more week, so we're talking second or third week of March as well. The next things that we'll seed are going to be probably cucumbers and melons. The cantaloupe, the watermelon, those burpless cucumbers, we're going to get those going in April. Those require a little bit higher soil temperature to really get going, so we'll wait a little while for those. The zucchini and squash will also be in April too, probably early April. We'll get those squash plants going as early as we can. Now, really the first things that we're going to get going are the greens. Those are probably going to be seeded early March as well, maybe last week of February. The lettuce, the collards, the mustard greens, they're probably going to be really one of the first things that we get seeding. We're going to seed those in trays. We're not going to do direct seeding, and then we'll transplant those out into the field. If we were going to do these carrots, we're going to have to seed those relatively soon. Probably would plant those in the ground, do direct seed, and it'll be anytime really. This is January the 20th right now, so between now and first week of February, we would need to get moving on these carrots if we were going to do that. So the last things that we'll seed are going to be okra and peas. Those are going to come behind other crops that we have. We're going to plant okra behind our strawberries. So strawberries are going to be generally done around May, beginning of June. They're pretty much toast, and we'll get okra in the ground, and we'll have the peas come behind, likely the corn. When we get that corn out of the ground, we'll try to get some peas in the ground behind that. It's going to be first or second week of June for those. They handle our Louisiana heat really well through the summer and give us high production even though it's hot. So stay tuned as we get this garden going this spring.